You'd never guess this fish could be worth millions. Because in this cruel survival challenge, this fish can feed the contestants for at least a week. He had $1 million to survive for 100 days. Jilin has persisted for more than 50 days. Unexpectedly, ice fishing brought him a turning point. Jilin at this time perfectly interpreted the cry of joy. She cried and said she had never been so happy. After getting married, I don't know how her husband felt after hearing this. Calm down your mood. Jilin continues fishing. Not long time, another fish is hooked. You can't fish in the water. When you are done, thank him and give him a slap on the head. It's getting dark soon. Jilin covered with ice. Return fully loaded with your trophies. Let this situation continue. It's not impossible to win $1 million. Survival challenge continues on day 52. Kelly sings and arranges firewood. Very happy. At this time, a grizzly bear suddenly appeared not far away. And he's the kind of guy who can jump, dance, and talk. Kelly? This guy is really skinny. A few days ago, I almost lost my front teeth when I got off the net. The one covered with snow is basically useless. So I searched around and found I didn't see any rabbit fur, so he shifted his target to the porcupine. He followed a porcupine's footprints some time ago. It feels like this rock crevice is his lair. I came back today even more convinced. The bark of nearby trees also showed signs of being eaten. Porcupine happened to not be at home at this time. Kelly decided to set a trap on the road he must pass. The scene returns to Jilin. Only from the ice blend. Momentum surges after harvest. Show off your figure. Jilin then went to the lake to make ice cream. But my luck seems to be not good today. I waited for 2 hours before a fish took the bait. I was scared away by my own scream. This big guy is enough to feed him for several days. It really hurts to lose 2 hours of results. Because the current temperature is too low. Jilin could only return empty-handed in the end. Light the firewood quickly, take off your shoes, and start enjoying the pleasure of rubbing your feet. Put it in your mouth. It actually gave him the feeling of pickled fish. Don't forget to rub your fingers clean after eating. Maybe the chimney is blocked by heavy snow. I can't get the smoke out of the house no matter what. It soon made him dizzy and nauseated. He has to find a way to solve this problem. The camera comes to Kelly's side. He was going to check the trap yesterday. Unexpectedly, this porcupine has a very high IQ. In order to know if the porcupine is at home at the moment, Kelly decided to risk getting stuck. There is indeed the porcupine Kelly wanted in the crevices of the rocks. Even if it breaks my throat, breaking his throat won't save him. In order to allow the porcupine to move to a suitable starting position. Hey little boy. I only want to eat you. After hearing this, the porcupine was indeed fooled. One shot into the soul successfully sent the little guy away, then jumped down, after a lot of trouble. Finally, the porcupine was pulled up from the crack in the rocks. At least it can provide Kelly with energy for a few days. In order to thank the porcupine for dedicating his body, Kelly gave her a passionate kiss. Returned to shelter, Kelly immediately started processing the ingredients. The liver is covered with white bubbles. You may contract the virus if you eat it. Life is not guaranteed. The camera comes to Jilin. Didn't I almost get smoked into bacon 2 days ago? So he turned into a mason and started renovating the fireplace. The smoke in the shelter has finally improved a lot. After that, he went to the lake to continue ice fishing. Seat cushions are also ready-made. After digging the ice cave, the rest is all up to luck. To attract fish, Jilin can be said to have taken great pains to use bait below. Use language to seduce. Pretty for to me and you. An hour and a half later, some fish really got fooled. The old rule is that you have to skate around on the ice to thank him when you're done. Give him a blow on the head. Let him deeply understand a woman's mouth. Liar ghost. Although this tiger mouth fish is not very big, but at least it can give him hope. Back to camp, Jilin divided it into 9 parts. He had been eating soup and finally had fried fish steak. My fingers and the bottom of the pot were almost licked out by Jilin. He's going to make a pair of snowshoes. This will make walking in the snow much easier. Save more energy. Get other food. Not long time, snowshoes were made. Not to mention that Jilin's handiwork is really unique. The temperature outside dropped to minus 15 degrees. Roland's food is already covered in frost. He's either bored or warming himself by the fire, or run outside to clear the snow and clean the yard. But I don't dare to be careless in the next 40 days or so. Also fat. Fat acquisition is also important in the later stages. I wonder if he can grab something else to eat. Kelly never dared to eat the sick pig she caught. We can only place our hopes on traps. But in the Arctic winter, it snows day and night. It has become difficult to collect water, cut firewood. Kelly resets all traps buried in snow. I couldn't get any food from it either. I can only carry a little firewood home to keep warm. Let's see how Amos is doing here. He found some stones, made a musical instrument. I performed an Indian version of Tang Bao for everyone, since the food was robbed by wolves 2 days ago. The family, which was not already wealthy, was even worse. Originally, he wanted to wait for the lake to freeze over. As a result, when the food was finished, now he can only place his hope on fishing with lures. First, use pliers to make the iron sheet. Hang some more fish hooks, tie a fishing line. A set of lure equipment is enough. Amos hurried to the lake to check the effect. Judging from his throwing posture, he is quite professional. So far, he has lost 5% of his weight, so this fishing is very important to him. Fortunately, 2 hours later I caught a fish. Nothing, I just came again. Happiness comes quickly. He left very suddenly. From then on until dark, there was no harvest. Arms returned to the shelter dejected. Hungry and cold, he felt physically and mentally exhausted. The temperature dropped to -21 degrees Celsius. Arms found that the lake was still not frozen. Food is scarce and there are wolves peeping nearby. Hungry, he was ready to call and give up. Just as he was packing his luggage seriously, I may not be able to stand the crew around me anymore. Decided to make him angry before leaving. Arms use him quickly. But at this time, there is no way to turn around. He had to take out the important things. Watching the past turn to ashes, the program team also looked confused when they came over. Arms explained that it really wasn't intentional, except for a box of batteries that couldn't be taken out. I have to say that Arms is indeed very dedicated. Otherwise, where would these materials be available? The screen comes to Roland's side. He didn't start mukbang today. Instead, there was a concert. I live in Rock House and eat wild. Musk got me and squirrel mushrooms too. And when I catch a fish, I turn its guts into soup. After finishing playing, Roland decided to go find some berries. Unexpectedly, there was a porcupine squatting in the berry field. How could Roland let go of so much fat? Just go up and hit level with one move. The porcupine was wondering before he left. Normally bears and wolves can't do anything to me. Today I was arranged to leave for no reason. This is just great. Now I eat all the beef and pork. To prevent porcupine quills from pricking your hands, Roland dragged him back to the camp with a rope. At this time, I have to show everyone a mukbang show. The subject is calling the camera to snatch my flesh. I'm tired of eating beef these days. It's finally time to change the taste. Today is Thanksgiving, no turkey, but there are fire pigs. I have to say that Luolai is really professional. Remove hair this way. Not only does it not hurt your hands. After roasting, stew a big elbow. Outside Jiao village. Melts in your mouth. It's so cool. If I want a bottle of Erguo too, you can ascend directly? The survival show successfully transformed with him. The challenge is on. Day 68 Kelly. In order to resist the severe cold in the Arctic, I made a rabbit skin vest overnight. Wear it and perform an Arctic fashion show. As for who it is imitating, you should know. Maybe the rabbits nearby have been eaten up by it. When I checked the trap today, I didn't even see any hairs. I can only risk mouthing that sick pig. To prevent virus infection, Kelly boiled water for a long time. The moment he drank the broth and ate the fat meat, the feeling of satisfaction cannot be described in words. But something happened the next day when I was chopping wood. It felt like something was poking him on his shoulder. Take off your clothes and take a look. He used tweezers to clamp it for a long time, but still couldn't get it out. The one he showed me always wanted to get in and help him. Otherwise, we are not far away from withdrawing from the competition. His food was only fish heads and tails. Next, will we be hungry or eat a lot of fish and meat? Take care of the ice and cushions. What follows is a long wait. He kept talking nonsense about cheating fish. A fish really took the bait. Julin was just about to perform a performance of walking fish. On the ice, Julin's mentality exploded instantly. Julin has now lost 45 pounds. I'm afraid I really won't be able to hold on if this continues. He didn't cry like usual. Instead, consider very rationally whether to continue or leave. The next day, he went to the slopes wearing snowshoes. I carefully appreciated this familiar place. He decided to return to his family. This 80-day experience. There is frustration and joy. There is loss and there is gain. Although I couldn't persist and win $1 million, but he earned respect and valuable experience. I believe Julin will become stronger and stronger in the future. With Julin's departure, Roland and Kelly's survival challenge comes to late stage, already lacking fat. As a result, the treasured porcupine butt was robbed by a mouse. He had no choice but to put the rest into his leather satchel, hanging from the ceiling of the stone house for protection. Roland came to the lake to relax in the evening. The sound of the lake freezing. Not only does it mean that you can start ice fishing soon, get fish fat, it also means that the next 20 days, the living environment will also become worse. The lake on Kelly's side will also be frozen. Bring an axe and shoes every time you fetch water. After cutting through the ice, pack as much as possible. Kelly felt a little tingling on her toes. I took off my shoes and found that my toes were turning purple. From the cold. Frostbite is likely to cause irreversible damage. Kelly's toe may not be saved. But I thought I could get millions in 20 days. She decided to push her limits as much as possible. Survival challenge continues on day 81. Roland has upgraded his equipment again. Not only did I make a pair of cowhide gloves, but I also made a warm cowhide satchel. There's also a pair of fishing gear inside. The current temperature has reached minus 33 degrees. Walking on the lake, the breeze blows like an ice knife scraping bones. After finding a suitable fishing position, start digging an ice hole. A wooden stick is used to prevent oneself from falling. Arranging a woman for him might create a tribe. But my luck is not good today. I've been fishing for several hours, and still haven't caught any fish. The lake on Kelly's side is also frozen, so next she is also planning to go ice fishing. She said it was her first time. A little excited, watched Kelly get her hole opened. The method did not deceive us. It took a lot of effort to dig out the hole. When finished, put on the pork kidneys. During the process, Kelly kept telling the fish about the benefits of pig kidneys. As a result, after waiting for several hours, the fish didn't take the bait. She had to get up and move around a lot. It's getting dark now, but I still haven't found anything. In the end, I had to return empty-handed due to the cold and pain. The current temperature remains above minus 30 degrees. Laura and Kelly have to fight against the ice every time they get water. Ensure that frostbitten toes will not become numb again. Roland has a cold because of his last ice fishing trip. There are only 4 hours left for him during the day. He needs to hurry up and cut enough wood. Roland wanted to take some vitamin supplements. The stored berries turned out to be moldy. He had to take out his treasured beef stomach. These things inside are commonly known as cow turtles, also known as bakao soup, considered by the ethnic minorities in southeastern Guizhou to be the best in hospitality. There are only 17 days left until the end of the challenge. Kelly's sick pig has finished eating. If we can't get food anymore, we will face a food shortage crisis. Perhaps it was his optimistic attitude that brought him good luck. When checking the trap, I found a rabbit. This can be said to be a timely help for him. After returning to the camp, a big meal was immediately arranged. Under the erosion of loneliness and extreme cold, Roland became a little disappointed. The cold wind outside is biting. Blizzard keeps falling. He had to brave the low temperature of minus 46 degrees to get water. As a result, we fell into total whiteout not long after walking. This situation is likely to lead to disorientation. I don't know how long I've been wandering around in the snow. In the end, Roland was lucky enough to return to the camp. Kelly came to the lake again to try ice fishing. I have to walk back and forth every once in a while. Keep blood flowing, prevent frostbite from getting worse again. Regrettably, after several hours, still no results. The food is gone. Just drink some bone broth. The next day, he found that the frostbite was worse. The program team had to give him a physical examination. After a series of inspections and discussions, the frostbite on his right foot is still spreading. New frostbite has also begun to appear on my left foot. It is difficult to recover in this environment. He must be evacuated. When Kelly heard the news, it was like a bolt from the blue. It was the first time I saw this optimistic girl crying. She has a tenacious spirit and an optimistic attitude. Only 11 days left. Although he lost the game, but it won health. No amount of money can buy that. There are 10 days left until the end of the challenge. Only Roland is left among the 10 contestants. He ate roasted beef hooves. Also tried ice fishing. It's a pity that I couldn't catch a fish in the end. The last few days of long waiting, he thought of his mother. After their father and sister became adults, they seldom accompanied them in order to participate in this challenge. This became the biggest regret in his life. Christmas Eve, he put a Christmas tree in front of the door. Then I recorded the 100th day on the big tree. Finally ushered in his own victory. Back to the stone house. Pick up the picture of mother and say we did it, ma. Roland's victory can be said to be well-deserved. Alone in the Wild Season 7 ends here. We'll continue to update new other episodes. I am A Dandelion. Thanks for your attention. See you next time.